when your dwarf draws a picture or engraves something, okay, of historical importance. You have no clue what it's about, so you check in Legends. Adventurer is a different take. Is it's more typical RPG. Think of it as an RPG. You control one or more characters. As you explore the world, do whatever you like. It's very sandbox like. Okay. Dwarf Fortress is the meat and potato game mode. Okay. I'm going for that. You're probably just looking for that. So it's going to load world. Okay, warning is a warning about the effect. The effect is the main utility, quality of life utility that makes up the lazy new pack. Okay, just dismiss it. Okay, so we start on the 1st of Granite 250. It takes 15 days of travel. So we're going to start on the 15th of Granite 250. This is the world. You get 3 here maps. Local is an enlargement of a zooming picture, zoomed in picture of the square you're in. So here, okay, where's the yellow cross, blinking cross? Okay, this is a zoomed in, and the black square is what's going to be on our actual fortress map. Okay, this is the whole world. This is a section of the world. As you can see, it is a bit zoomed in. Okay, and this is the area. So naturally, at this point, I would have no clue where to go. You can move with the directional keys, directional arrows on your keyboard. Okay, and you get some information. Okay, here on the top right of the screen. For instance, we're in the region called the Defensive Hill. It's a temperate shrubland. The temperature is temperate. Trees, it's a woodland. Other vegetation is moderate. The surroundings are calm. There's a stream, not a stream. Okay, it's the mountain pristine, the mountain something. We also have shallow clay, so we have clay closer to surface. Very deep soil. The soil, there are many levels of soil which can be used for farming. Deep metals, there are more than one metal, okay, but they're deep, so you have to dig a lot to find them. And there's a layer of flagstone. Flagstone is used in is used to make steel, which is incredibly important. Now you can check around, okay, but you probably have no clue what to look for. Luckily, we have f find function, which is going to be incredibly useful. So we press F and we have find desired location. Okay, so we get x and y dimension is how large is going to be the actual fortress map. Standard is 444. If you have slow computer, you might want to try with 3 or 2, 3 by 3, 2 by 2, 2 by 2. I've heard of someone going even 2 for 1, very very small. Okay, but it's good if you want to just run like a tavern, a small keep, something very small. The larger it is, the better your machine has to be to run it. Okay, but there's going to be more stuff. Okay, not necessarily more fun, but savagery, low, medium, high. Okay, savagery and evil. Evil is purely evil creatures like zombies, vampires, necromancer towers, and such. Savagery is there are areas with savage beasts, so animals, large, big, nasty animals. Okay, now you might want to go selecting low for both of them. However, there's one thing that there's a catch here. Both of them you can have nothing. You can have low, medium, or high. If you choose low, it's going to look for areas with low savagery and not no savagery and low savagery. Okay. So if you're looking for areas with no savagery or evil at all, you have to go with not applicable and then look for it yourself. Because otherwise, if you go with low, it's going to look for you won't it won't highlight areas with no savagery. Okay, this so my suggestion is to go with not applicable. Then you just check the area yourself and see if there's what kind of savage or evil there is. It might be known. Okay, elevation temperature is low, medium, high. It's again I leave it like this because there are different climates that might be interesting to play in. Okay, and we'll see that a bit later. Rain is something dwarves usually hate. They hate getting caught in the rain. It causes a lot of stress on them. So you might want something with low or not or medium rain, etc. So I usually leave it this way. It's not really that important. At some point, your dwarves will live underground, and so that won't be a problem unless you want to try a surface village or surface fortress like I did. That's another thing you have to do a little bit of preparation. Okay, it's fun and rewarding, but you have to select the dwarfs. Okay, so they like to walk outside. Okay, because dwarfs, their natural state is a few feet below ground in caverns or underground fortresses, and that's the tradition. If you start having dwarves living on the surface in farms, cottages, in castles, so they might not appreciate that. Okay, flagstone layer, as I said, it's really important for steel production, so you might want it. Okay, aquifer is oh yeah, it's an underground, resurging underground body of water. Okay, an aquifer basically is like an underground river, an underground stream. At some point, you dig into it, and water starts pouring out from the ground. As you can see now, in the most recent versions of Dwarf Fortress, you have light aquifers and heavy aquifers. Heavy aquifers are the bad ones. Okay, you get into one and you might flood your fortress. Basically, the water comes out of the stone really fast, and it's quite hard to stop it. Light aquifer is more gentle. It takes some time to cause problems, so it's manageable. It might be even used as an endless underground source of water, so it might be useful. However, for sure, you don't want heavy aquifer. If you don't want, at least in your first playthrough, I still try to avoid it completely because it takes quite some planning and tactics to circumvent the obstacle. Okay, so avoid it. Rivers instead are you very want them. Okay, because it's a source of fresh water. Dwarfs don't naturally drink water; they drink alcohol. Okay, but um, they still need water to wash themselves, to treat the wounded. So you want some fresh water. Okay. Hello, Gear Joe. Aquifer is a big underground lake, right? Yes. Yes, think of it as it is. For instance, in reality, not far from here, in northeast Italy, there are underground rivers. Okay, so that behave just like the aquifers here in Dwarf Fortress. So if you mine into it, water starts pouring out. Okay, and you have to stop it building walls or something like that. Okay, it can be both a boon and a blessing. The light aquifer is easier to manage. The heavy aquifer, it's a big problem. Okay, so eventually, basically, you keep digging downward until you get into this underground lake, which isn't a lake. You see rock and dirt. You're digging dirt that pours out water. Okay, and eventually you can get past it. Okay, by going downward, and you get past it, and water, however, keeps pouring out from the walls. Okay, so the best course of action is, if you find an aquifer, you should go around it. However, if it's an underground river or small lake, it's doable. If it's a large lake, it gets really hard. So that's all a whole theory, we could say, on how to deal with them, using pumps, using it's a mess. Okay, it's a mess. So that's why it's better to avoid them. Then we have river. Yes, shallow metals. So shallow metals, deep metals. You want ideally shallow metals. You can say yes or multiple. So yes is at least one. Multiple, there has to be at least two. So by selecting yes, it includes both the yes choice and multiple. Same goes with deep metals. Okay, as long as there's at least one metal, shallow metal, one deep metal, it will highlight the suitable areas. Soil, little, some, deep. As you can see, there's the lesser or equal then. So if you deep, it means there's some soil. Okay, it could be little, some, or deep. So it's the widest spectrum. Soil, you need some soil for farming, to plant your crops, your underground crops. However, the deeper the soil is, the longer it takes to get to the rock layer, which is the one you actually want to dig your fortress into. So it's how can I say, it's a trade-off. Okay, but choosing less or equal than deep, it gives you all the choices as long as there's soil. Clay, Clay is useful. Okay, you can use it as a building material if you want to make a surface fortress. You can cook it to have um, bricks or vases, stuff like that. It's useful. It's not. I had some fortresses where there was no clay. A couple of fortresses where there was no clay. It's useful to have it, but it's not the end of the world. So I'll put it on not applicable, and we'll see on case by case. Okay, so when once we have all the selection done, we can and hit enter to do the search. Okay, as you can see, the green crosses are suitable places. The red crosses are not suitable. Now, as you can see here in the local, every cell in the map is a lot larger than the 4x4 site we're choosing. So there's a bit of wiggle room. Okay. So, okay, the search is already completed. It didn't take long at all. So to browse the results, you hit ask. And you move with the cross, which is here. Can you see it? Here, 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 here. Okay. So let's start here. The obscure hill. Okay, it's a tropical shabbaland. The temperature is warm. Warm temperature is my personal favorite. Okay, it's a tropical climate. It's warm every time of the year. Slightly warmer um, in summer and spring. Okay. And there are 6 months of rainy weather and 6 months of sunny weather, basically. Okay, now we're in the southern hemisphere, so we're going to have rainy spring and summer, and dry and warm autumn and winter. Okay, think of it like Australia or South America. Warm is good for that, so you don't get snow or freezing temperature, which can be a problem because freezing temperature prevents you from drinking from rivers. So you have to create some kind of aqueduct. It's less. It's I think it's maybe temperate climate is more fun because you get actual seasons. Okay. The thing is, the drawback with warm is when it's raining hard, really, really, really hard, and dwarves don't like that. So you have to pay attention when the rain season starts to have your dwarves being not not on the surface. Okay, no, you don't want them to get wet. Okay, trees. Why trees? It's an important thing. It's important because you need wood for a plethora of things. Okay, so the more trees there are, the better. The color goes from dark green for a lot of woods on a lot of trees, large woods. Light green is a woodland. Okay, so it's still good. Then you get yellow or gray for. There are some trees try to make them suffice. You can get to, for instance, deserts and steppes, plains. stuff like that with little trees, and that gets harder. Usually, if you see light green or dark green, is good. Okay, if you start seeing gray or yellow, gray or red, orange or red, and that makes things harder. Okay, so other vegetation moderate. This is taking consideration because it includes harvestable plants, fruit shrubs, strawberry patches, berry patches, stuff like that. So it's worth a check. Surrounding columns. Okay, this is good. Column means that there are no savage beasts nearby. It can. It's actually pretty good. Okay, you can get to places with serene surroundings, which is light green. Okay, which means there are creatures and they're all good creatures. Okay, so they won't attack you. They can even be fairies. Okay, or leprechauns, stuff like that. Okay, calm is enough. There's a stream. Okay, yes, I know there's a stream. You're streaming. No, that's not what I meant. Um, there's a small river. Okay, and a stream is enough to provide some fresh water. Okay, I think the smallest is a brook, and then you get stream, river, large river. Large rivers are huge, then you need to build bridges to cross them. A stream is you get fresh water from them, but it's not it doesn't count as defense because it can be traversed by foot. So don't count on that to keep the your enemies at bay. Then you get sand. Sand is good because you need it to craft glass. There's shallow clay, so there's clay and it's near the surface or on the surface. Deep soil, there's a lot of soil. There's a light aquifer. Okay, as you said, it might be, for instance, close to the stream. Okay, it's manageable. Okay, there's shallow metal, sorry. So there's just one type of metal close to the surface. There are deep metals and there's a flagstone layer. This is a nice setup. Okay, let's see if it's better. Okay. Or something different. Okay. The jungle of consideration. It's a tropical dry broadleaf forest. Stream is fishable. Also, isn't clay for making pottery, or you can use stone. Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, stream is fishable. I think it is. Don't expect very much. Stream, I think it's 1 Z level deep and three, at least 3 or 3 to 5 level wide. So you might get fish, but it's not a given. And clay, yes, clay, it can be used both as crafting material to make pottery, right? Also as a building material. You can build walls out of it. Even raw clay can be used as to make walls. Or you can cook it and have clay bricks. You can also make statues, which are an important piece of furniture because they're very valuable, so they make dwarves quite happy. And you use clay. The best and most valuable statues out of naturally pure gemstone are porcelain statues, which are made of clay, and they're extremely valuable. A master crafted porcelain statue has a value of about 3,000 um, 3,000 points. Okay, it's no currency. Okay, the Matat way. Yes. Yes. I think that's the idea. Okay. I guess then it's like making walls of straw and mud. Okay. Actually, you can even craft floors out of clay. So I don't know how they do that, but dwarves they can do that. Okay. So we have temperature warm trees heavily forested. So there's a whole lot of trees. The other vegetation is thick, so there's a lot of harvestable plants. The surrounding is wilderness, so there are animals. Cool means there's nothing. Wilderness, there are animals, but as you can see, it's green, it's dark green, so there are a lot of animals, but they're not dangerous. There's a stream, high lows. There's a sand, shallow, blah 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 blah. I'd like to play a place with no light to aquifer. Let's see. No, we're going closer. Temperate conif. This is temperate. Watch out. We're going south, so closer to the pole, so the temperature is getting colder. I'd like something warm. We can also check this way. Over here, woodland, light aquifer. I don't want an aquifer. Temperate. Let's check this continent here. Warm scars, and this is here. Sparse. Known. This is no good. Temperate. I'm afraid that's the... Okay, we'll do the light aquifer then. Or we can go with the temperate. Okay, was this the jungle of consideration? Yes. Okay, let's choose this. Okay. So as you can see down here, we have more comments. Okay, move local area, which is the 4x4 square. Okay. If you press shift, we shift UMKH, resize. So if you want it larger, okay, for instance, see, now it's 5, now it's 4. Okay. Again, usually 4x4 is considered the ideal most of the times. You might want it 5x5, 6x6. It can be too much for most machines. Later in the Fortress life. Okay. So okay, we have here Embark. So we go with Embark. You have selected an area with a light aquifer. Water might need to be pumped out or carried away. Okay, as I said, light aquifer, it's the water comes out so slow that you can have dwarfs with buckets and stuff like that to drain it, so it's not a problem. Anyway, they give you the warning. Heavy aquifer, once again, heavy aquifer is a big problem. Okay, let's embark. Okay, we have a few choices. Play now. You start with a fixed setup. Okay, so you have 7 dwarfs. Okay, and some points to spend both for skills for the dwarves, okay, profession, battle skills, and so on, or gear and equipment. Play now is a balanced, okay, it's a good starting way. And you get the dwarves have some core abilities, you have some gear with you, okay. So the first time is advised to go with the play now, okay. However, you can prepare for the journey carefully, and this is what I'm going to do just to show you, okay. So this is our seven dwarfs because Snow White and seven dwarfs naturally. um you can view the dwarfs pressing V here, V, okay. I've been fine. This is the dwarf description, okay. This is the standard. You get a quote from him or her stating how he's doing. In this case, I've been fine, okay. He's fine, he's fine, that's fine. He's 55 years old, which is a mature, like a 30 years old human, okay. Born on the 14th of Moonstone in the year 195. There's a physical description. Then there's a description of his attributes and characteristics. He is incredibly quick to heal, so he has average stats, we could say. However, he is very good it can heal quickly from wounds, okay. Then you get some in light green, some information. Oh my goodness. You get some information on what he likes and what he absolutely detests. Okay, this is now dwarfs in Dwarf Fortress. If you don't know, have a mind of their own. They like some things, they hate other things. Okay, and you have to pay attention to that to keep them happy, because if they're unhappy they get stressed, and if they get too stressed they go berserk or they get depressed, and it's not good. He has a feel for music and ability to read emotions very well. This is more of his skills, okay. So he's a good musician and he can read emotion very well. There's a paragraph on what he likes, okay. The gray ones is standard for all the members of the race, so all dwarves will have these things. The teal turquoise ones are specific for him, so he personally believes that the time taken to master skills is a horrible waste and sees no value in holding back complaints and concealing emotions. And that's what he dreams of raising a family, okay. There's something on his character. He's constantly blazed with feeling of lust. Is very slow to anger. He can handle stress. This is important. Watch out. He can handle stress, or is a good thing. Okay, it means well, it's self-explanatory. Okay, I don't need to explain that. He doesn't mind a little tumult and discord in day-to-day living. So, for instance, if he gets into quarrels or stuff like that, he's not bothered with it. He's pleased with his own appearance and talents, so he wants to be dressed well and getting nice things to wear. He tends to be a little wasteful when working on projects. He often feels envious of others. He is quite comfortable with others that have different appearance or culture. This is important. For instance, if you want to run a tavern open to public, okay, you'll end up with people with human, elves, undeads, and goblins, kobolds, stuff around a multicultural place, and some dwarves don't accept that. Some dwarves instead are comfortable. So you might want them to deal with people of other civilizations. It doesn't often experience strong cravings or urges, somewhat fearful in the face of imminent danger. So um, is not a good soldier right away. Okay, he needs alcohol to get through the walking day. This is typical of all the dwarves. Okay, so don't worry. He likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. This is important if you want to start a surface fortress. Uh, you should try to get all the dwarves with this trait here. Okay. On grumbles, only mildly and inclement weather means, for instance, getting caught in rain doesn't bother him very much. Getting caught in snow, this we're not. The climate is too warm for that. But uh, in case it's not really stressful. Hello, Hannah. Welcome. I hope you had a great nap. Um, then there's more. This last paragraph is about his current being. So he's on trouble by Matt Beats. They all start with these things. If gets if something bothers the dwarf, you find something highlighted in here. For instance, most common is sad because he's been away from his family and friends for too long and stuff like that. So you get an idea of what to do to improve the dwarf's mood. Okay, a short, sturdy creature fond of drinking in the industry. Okay, so I'll just show you, so I won't show you again later on, but this is standard. Okay, you get pretty much the format is the same. Okay, every creature you check, that's something like this. Okay, so we can improve them. Okay, so for instance, we can have you could do something well crafted, should we say. So check every single dwarf what he or she is good at and try to match with the skills and so on. It's going to take a lot of time. I'm not going to do that. By the way, you see here we have points. We have 400 points. We use it both for skills and gear. Gear included also cattle, animals, and stuff like that. So what I'm going to go for is I'd like to have a lumberjack, a woodcutter. You use plus and minus on the keypad, okay, to add and subtract. Every point costs more. So the first point costs 5, then 6, then 7. So having a dwarf with many skills with 1 point is less expensive than having a dwarf with all the points on the same skill. And you can have at best 10 skill ups per dwarf. Okay, so we can go some woodcutter. You can get some woodcutter and some mason. Okay, then we have Lord Ficodentul. I want him to be. Then, okay, I'm leaving all the advanced stuff like. There are some skills that are easy to train. All the skills, the more the dwarf use them, the better he or she gets with it. So they're all trainable. Some are easily trainable. For instance, you can have a miner. Okay, we can choose a miner, but um, eventually every a dwarf is going to mine, and the longer, the more he mines, the better is going to be at mining. That's a matter of fact. Okay. Now, mining is going to be required at stretches. For instance, we'll start. Okay, miners also build up a lot of muscles. You have to keep that in mind. So, a miner as mining is requires strength. So, the better a dwarf is at mining, the more he trains, the more muscles it will have, so it gets stronger. So it might be um, a good fighter. So we might give him some couple levels in X-Men. We might also get him to shield user. Okay, so we have a warrior. Okay, at least we have something. Okay. Then we can have we have a miner, we have a woodcutter, we have a mason, a carpenter. Okay, we're going to require a lot of carpenting at the beginning because we need to craft beds, doors, barrels, beams. It's going to be quite useful. Okay. No trapper. Then we can have someone, a doctor, a diagnostician. Okay, in case someone, and a wound, a surgeon. Okay, bone doctor. Okay, we'll have a doctor. Okay, it's not going to be a doctor full. He or she is going to be a doctor full time. There's going to be a lot of minor activities like harvesting plants, carrying stuff that don't require particular skills. So, then what? Oh yes, of course, we'll need a brewer. Okay, and we'll need a cook. That's going to be important. And we have another so we can have a crafter, so we can have a metalsmith, weaponsmith, metal crafter, and armorsmith. Okay, now I still have 277 points, and we have to check the equipment for now. So you see tab for items, we hit tab and we go to items. So right now we have 2 copper picks, which cost 44 points each. Or is it? Wait. Yes. Yes. 44 each. 2 battle axes. Battle axes work both as hand-to-hand weapons as well as to cut wood. Okay. So 2 is enough because we have a woodcutter and we have an X-Man, a next dwarf, a soldier who's using axes. Okay, we have 2 picks, so we have a natural miner. We can get another one to assign to mining duties later. So we have 2 dwarves mining. Iron anvil, always get an iron anvil. Always get an iron anvil because you need iron to craft it. Okay, and if you don't have an iron anvil, you can craft the picks to dig the iron, and it's a dog eating his tail. So carry an envelope with you. Otherwise, you have to barter with some merchants for it. Dwarven ale, yes, we have 60. Um, we get some basic. We get something to drink. Okay, it's enough to get started. Okay, but we'll have to get something, some alcohol brewed soon. Okay, then we have seeds. Okay, plump helmet, it's a mushroom. It's the staple of the dwarven food chain. I don't know. They cook it, they eat it raw, they brew it. Okay, it's really important. Pigtail is for cloth, to make cloths. They extract thread like cotton or wool. Cave wet is for brewing. Sweet pod, as I think it's for eating. Rock nuts, they can be eaten or they can be milled into oil. Okay. Dimple cup is for dyeing cloth. Reindeer, and there's some meat. Okay, dwarfs, those are like my people. They eat every single bit of the animal. So there's reindeer, sweetbread, some cave lobster, some plump helmets. Watch out, these are plump helmet spawns. These are they're mushrooms, so they're like seeds. Okay, this is actually these are actual plump helmets. Pigtail thread. Okay, pigtail cloth, bags. These are not really. There's a trick now. I'll explain you. Giant kangaroo leather quivers. These are quivers that are really not useful. So we'll go and place them back. Wood buckets. We're going to craft our buckets, so we can now just one splints and crutches. Okay, just one for emergency. Hopefully we're not going to use it. Wheelbarrow, the same. Wheelbarrow are and stepladder are very important, but you can craft them once you start carpentry workshop. So wheelbarrow is essential to move stuff quickly. Okay, otherwise the dwarves have to drag stuff around, and if it's weighty, if it's heavy, and it takes some time. So but we're going to craft them, so it's not a problem. Step ladder, it's useful to pick fruits from the trees. Okay, again, it's not essential because we can craft one soon. Second, we can pick the fruits that fell from the tree, so really right now it's not a problem. Okay, we can have something more. Now there's a trick. Some things like dwarven ale, for instance, comes in barrels. Okay, you get, I don't recall if 10, is it 10? I think 10 units of ale in a barrel. If you pick 61 dwarven ale, you get a free barrel containing 1 unit of ale. So if you want extra barrels, just get 1 more unit of something. Okay, and you get the barrel for free. Otherwise, a barrel costs 10 or 20 points. So yes, same goes for meat. Okay, so you can have a bit more. Actually, you can have a bit more. Another thing to keep your dwarves happy, try to get different things. For instance, we have dwarven ale. We could have something different, okay, to drink, but that's okay. You can also to add the things that are not in the list, you press N, like new. Okay, for instance, let's say we want some dwarven beer. Okay, we select dwarven beer, C. Okay, we press enter, and now we have a row with dwarven beer. Now we have one dwarven beer. Let's get 11, so we get a free barrel. Okay. New, something more. We could have well, right now some meat, some raven meat, those birds. Enter. Okay, just to keep things a little bit. Oh, another thing very useful to have is milk. Milk, you can drink it, but mostly you can use it to make cheese, and dwarves love cheese. As I think I'm partly a dwarf. I love cheese. You can also buy all the stuff. Usually, everything that can be crafted is overpriced, so it's not a good idea to get it. For instance, a cheese is 10 points, but a unit of milk, which is required to make a unit of cheese, I think it's much less. Where is it? Drinks? No. Where is milk? Extract. I think it's extract. Yes. Yes. Naturally, kangaroo's milk. Well, maybe not. Okay, you can also yak's milk. Okay, yak sounds. Water buffalo's milk. Okay, let's get 11 units so we can make some cheese. So the dwarves can eat different things and they're happier. Okay, that's enough. We still have a lot of points, so we can get some animals. For instance, a good idea is to have some llamas or alpacas. We can have, you know what, a cat, a male cat. Okay. Cats are useful because they hunt mice and small creatures that could steal your food. We can also have a dog. Two dogs. A couple of dogs so we can breed dogs. And we can have a cow and a bull. No, they're too expensive. Llama. A female llama and a male llama. Why? Because llama are an excellent source of wool. Oh no, wait, better. Alpaca is better. Okay, you can provide wool, so you can you have another source of cloth, which is essential. Okay, we can go back to our doors. We can choose some more skills just because. Oh, we have adequate miner. I wanted another miner, by the way. Carpenter. Okay. Miner. We have a brewer who could be a brewer and also a fisherman and a waver. No, a shearer. There's also a gelder. Yes, that's a thing. Gelding is a thing. Or a beekeeper. Sounds reasonable. Milker. Sure. Oh, cheesemaker. Yes. Okay, we have 86 points. We could go quite crazy. Okay, 47. Then also you can save your setups, your dwarves, setups of your dwarves, and so you don't need to go through this all the time. Fish cleaner and fish dissector. So, okay, and a better brewer. A better shearer. 18, 19. Okay, so better wood cutter, but oh, shy. Okay, mason. Okay, and wood burner, and we're done. Okay, so we get to name our fort here, capital P. No, sorry. No. Okay. Oh no, capital F. Sorry, I'm blind. Okay, our fort. Dyke moons. No, we can go for random with A. Rag pant. No. Helm squirted. No. Helm ring. Paddle book. Gatewalks. Ripe wound. Heroic merchant. Okay. Trade price. Portal berries. Noise less worked. Buff clasp. Buff clasp. Itre dodok. No. Singe merchant. Raincool. Armor tunnel. Lashed whips. Lashed whips. Trapdoors. Chain Crypt comet. Yom pulley. Fountain dog. Boltors. Boltors. Well, no. This is the fourth. Diamond fold. Okay, I like it. Dornost. 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 Okay. So, okay. Oh my goodness. And then we can name our group with capital G. The Book of Animals. No. The Pillar of Scurrying. No. The Insightful Years. Okay, I like it. And we're done. So we can also make our symbol, but for now it's the Pinnacle of Mountains. I'll leave it as it is. And we can go. We can embark. Right? Finally. Wait. Okay. Sorry, I'm taking a sip of water. You have arrived after a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond. Your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all of Minbat's Degel. There are almost no supplies left, but with stout labor comes sustenance. Whether by bolt, plough, or hook, provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you. But it is spring now, enough time to delve secure lodgings ere the cougars get hungry. A new chapter of Dwarven history begins here at this place, Dornost, Diamondfold, strike the earth. I'm so pumped up. Okay. it's saving.